All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Thanks for joining me for another video. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for all your great comments. I love reading them. And hey, if for some reason I don't get back to you, let me know. Say something. You know what I'm saying? Say something and everything. Just do another comment or whatever the case may be, so I can go ahead on and respond back to you. Also, if you email me, please include your number. Okay, please include your phone number if you email me, because a lot of times I'm asked questions and trying to type all of that what I need to say is not going to be practical. So if you contact me via email, please leave your phone number so I can call you back. If you don't want a phone call back, and depending on what you're asking me, it might be a little while before I actually get time to like sit here and try to answer questions, especially when you're asking like, "Hey, give me some advice on what I should do." Well, I like to actually talk to you so I can get an understanding of what it is you're trying to do, even though you said um in the email, but a lot of times I really just not even a lot of time, all the time I like to talk to you and have a conversation. Okay. Because if you're looking for someone to help you out and assist you, a lot of times you can initiate the contact via email, but the actual real work is being done through a conversation. Okay. Actual conversation over the phone, or Zoom, whatever the case may be, but some type of verbal communication. So thank you very much for all your support, joining the channel, members, all of that good stuff. I mean, excellent. So the topic today is advertising versus availability. I thought about that this past weekend. I was doing a bunch of signings and I had got home. I was done for the day, sitting there relaxing, about to take a nap on the couch, and then my phone rings. Person said they needed a notary. They was going to try to get with UPS, but UPS was closed already. And they did a Google search for a notary near me, and I popped up as the first option outside of UPS. So I said, okay, well, when would you like this done? They said we need it today, very quickly, um, because we got this, that, and the other going on. I was like, no problem. I can assist you. Let's I said, where you want to meet? They said, let's meet over here. I said, no problem. We'll meet there. Got there, got them taken care of, made some money. And I thought about how many notaries would have turned them down because they was going to just simply say, well, I'm not available. And I've been thinking about this because I don't do a whole lot of advertising, but I get a lot of work because notaries who do advertise, who got 5 stars, are constantly telling people they're not available. And primarily because the dollar amount that is being presented isn't what they feel their time is worth. And I'm like, okay, money, to a degree, money is money. Here's an opportunity to make money. And I take advantage of it. And then guess what? Those people refer me out to other people who refer me out to other people who refer me out to other. So my advertising comes from a lot of people getting their needs met by me, and then they share that with other people who have a need that needs to be met, and then they pick me. So I got to thinking, I said, what is more important, advertising or your availability? And the best way I can describe this, and of course most people are saying, well, you need to have both, and I agree, you do need to have both, but some people tend to focus more on the advertising part, letting people know that they exist and letting people know they have a business, than actually doing the work when people contact them. Whether a signing company, direct, title company, or doing general notary work, or whatever the case may be, your availability is really what matters. Why? Because when they see you for your advertisement, they can see your advertisement one time and say, I want to select you. They come to you to say, hey, I need you to do this work for me. And then you say no. And you don't really give them a true reason why. And they can sense that you BSing them. And they say, you know what? I ain't gonna mess with you no more. because once you have them, they don't keep going back to you because of your advertisement. They come to you because you was available. So when the advertisement sparked the interest, the advertisement said give you a call. But what keeps them is your ability to do the job and to do it well, and that you can be available to them when they need you. And that's how I built my business, is by being available. Now, the only time that I'm truly not available, have a hard time being available, is last minute runs. Not last minute signings. Last minute signings, for the most part, I can handle. Those are a lot easier to deal with. But where I have my problem accommodating people is last minute runs. Somebody called me at 1, want it done at 2. They only have the documents, 50 some pages. It takes time to prep all that stuff. So doing last minute runs is very difficult for me. A lot of signing companies don't understand the whole concept behind it. They think it's just hopping up on Zoom and then you just go click some, just click, and then it just happens. No, for me, I like to make sure I'm understanding what the documents need me to do for the notarizations, and make sure that the verbiage on those notarizations is correct in accordance with my state, and get all of that prep. So I can't do that a lot of times in less than an hour. Okay. If you can, more power to you. You'll be having a lot of business because I'm not in that position to do. So that's the one area where I have a hard time just directly being available. However, I had a signing the other day. They called me up. They said, "Hey, this signing company told us to call you." I said, "What can I do for you?" They said, "We need a Ron." I said, "Well, currently I got a 2 o'clock Ron that I'm doing, getting ready to do. And then I have two other appointments I can get with them, say 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Might even say 6." And they said, "Well, the person is 14 hours time zone, I think, behind us or ahead of us. I can't remember which one, but it's a 14-hour time zone difference. So you don't have to do it right now." So at that point, I got time to get prepared for it. Contact them. I was going to meet them like between 11 and 12, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Come to find out, they wasn't available. So I met them the next day at 9 o'clock in the morning, got them all taken care of. I was able to accommodate that run because of the fact that they allow me to have a little more leeway to get myself together as far as my availability. So that worked out. Now, and I share that because a lot of people want to get in a run and don't realize that, last minute runs can be stressful, especially when you're dealing with somebody overseas, foreign nationals, no IDs, all of that kind of stuff. Now, the best example I can give you to highlight availability versus advertising is our beloved McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. And you're probably saying, what do you mean? McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. What is the one thing that seems to never be available at McDonald's, but is available at Chick-fil-A? Think about that. And I'm not talking about customer service, I'm talking about food item. It's something we joke about all the time. Comedians make jokes about it. Okay. And you probably don't figured it out by now. The ice cream slash milkshake machines. You think about it. Those things are hardly ever working at McDonald's. But who does more advertising? McDonald's. But whose food is available? Chick-fil-A. You get where I'm going? So all this advertising that McDonald's is doing, Chick-fil-A doesn't do a whole lot of advertising on TV, if any. And guess what? When you need a milkshake or an ice cream, they have that available to you. And guess who does the marketing and bragging about Chick-fil-A ice cream, even though it may say taste not as good as McDonald's, is the people who are able to get it. So folk who can get their needs met go to Chick-fil-A for the ice cream. If they want an ice cream, they don't even market their peach and their this, and they just have you walk in and like, oh, peach ice cream or some milkshake. Oh, there's the ice cream, the what's it, the mint flavored one for Christmas time, and there's the shamrock one, or whatever the case may be. You just walk in and there it is. And they're like, we got it. You go to McDonald's, hey, we got it, but you can't get it. We got it, but you can't get it. We got it where? On the menu, but you can't get it in your belly. That is what's jacked up about the Chick-fil-A McDonald's thing, is that McDonald's is like, we got it, but you're not gonna get it. Chick-fil-A is like, we got it, and here you are. So when you think about advertising versus availability, how much time are people spending on advertising? But you talk to them and you find out they're not doing any work. They're not doing anything. And I've been thinking about this for a while, y'all. And I'm sitting here like, and I know several people who are actually doing the business or claim to be doing the business, and they're taking every class, sitting in every clubhouse about marketing, about advertising, about sharing the business, about all of this stuff, but they're not out there being available for work. And I talked to a couple of people about this here topic before I even spoke on it, because I was a little concerned with how it would be received and whether people would really understand what I'm trying to communicate here. What I'm trying to communicate is that you need to have a balance between your advertising and your availability. You need to be able to be available when somebody sees your advertising and they call you. The problem is that too many people are not available when they get a phone call. A lot of people still don't answer their phone call in a professional way. It's just hello instead of saying such and such notary service. Now, if you know the person who's calling you, that's different. But if you don't, then you need to be answering it in a professional manner so that they'll take you more serious. If you can find a way to be available when people need you, that's just going to expand what you do, and it can save you money. How? Because now you got people advertising you for free. People are telling folk about you because you was there for them. When somebody can be there for you, you brag about it. But if somebody can't be there for you, you let them everybody know, nah, don't. They're not reliable. And that's how you make your money in this business, is by being there, being reliable, being accountable, so that when people need you, you can service them. That's what the notary business is about. All this other stuff that people are doing is not the notary business. The notary business is taking your stamp and going out there and hitting that paper with it. That's what this business is about. That's where you make your money. Yeah, you can make your money teaching and all that kind of stuff, but the notary business is not the teaching and the selling of trinkets. The notary business is the actual doing of the work, because no one commissioned you to sell trinkets. No one commissioned you to do training. They commissioned you to notarize signatures on a document. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing notary work. You're just doing things as a support system and making you some coins that way. And hopefully that works out for you, but you're not really being a notary. You have a notary certification, you have the commission, all this, that, and the other, but you're not really being a notary, because you are doing everything you can not to go out there and stamp. But for those of us who are, and it's not trying to throw shade, but you're a notary that go out there and do notary work, make yourself available right there. Do your advertising, but make sure you're available. And if you can do that, oh my goodness, things will be so much better for you if you can. So I hope you understand what I'm sharing here. I'm not going to make this video too long, but y'all have a great one. Thanks. I